Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Anthony, aka Tufty on the Tube. Today I'm bringing you a new tactic. It's one I've spoke about before in a previous video, which I'll put the link up above during the video or across the video. It's a 4222, call it ubique, because it's Latin for everywhere. And this is a tactic that does literally make your players get everywhere. It's in your face, it's aggressive, it's a goal scorer, quite defensively sound as well. It's a little bit of an all-rounder. But we'll dive right in and we'll discuss this great tactic. So the ubique 4222, great tactic. It's a tactic I have used before. If you follow my channel, my Pacific Rim Journeyman Challenge, you'll notice I use this on lower league Indonesian teams. Worked really well. Won the league both occasions. Scored lots of goals. Conceded very few as well. I have tweaked things slightly in this version, and I'll discuss that as we go through. Because I think I also used it on my Schalke save. It didn't work as well as it did in the lower league, so I had to tweak a few things. And I thought I'd try this with Atalanta in Seria. Great team to be in. European competition as well they're in. Obviously, Seria competitive league. So I want to see how it would do with maybe not quite a top team, but somewhere in the top 6, top 7 of the league. So as you can see, things worked out really well. Before I talk about the tactic, I'll show you a few goals I can expect to be scored from this. It's quite a wing-back orientated tactic, as you'll see, but it does involve the midfielders quite heavily. Lots of 1-2s, lots of interaction between the midfield and the wing-backs. Works really well, quite fluid. Good day. So we'll go through that and show you some of the goals that you expect to see. Competition-wise then, second in Serie A. Fantastic achievement that, really, looking at it. 4 points behind Inter. Really happy with that, to be quite honest with you. Lost only 4 all season, which when you look, 3 away games, 1 at home. Nothing too disappointing there. We've lost by the odd goal. Torino, maybe you'd argue we should have won. Fiorentina at home as well as another disappointing one. But overall, that's not bad. 4 games lost, 8 drawn, slightly high. But bear in mind, this was just me putting my tactic in, picking the team, the tactic itself, and then letting the assistant manager kind of manage the team, if you like, from there on in. So overall, that's not bad. If you were to tweak the odd match, you keep an eye on games, you can maybe, those convert some of them draws to maybe wins, make the right decisions at certain points of the game. So overall, I'm really, really happy with that. I think for a tactic that we've put in there and just to let it run, like you say, there was no set-piece instructions either, so I haven't specifically got me big guys up in certain positions there, looking for headers or goals. I just want to kind of play this tactic as it should be. And then, like I say, if anyone picks this up and runs with it, add a few little tweaks, which we'll discuss later, and tell me what you think. Did you kind of put a set-piece kind of tactic in as well, and you managed to get a few more goals? But overall, really happy with that. The games that we did draw, again, majority of them away from home. Home draw game to Napoli, so home form, very solid. Away, not bad. Lost obviously the 4 games, or 3 games away. Drew the majority of them, so I can kind of live with that. Games against kind of Lecce, Genoa, Monza, you'd probably argue that they should have converted them to wins. But when you think about it, there's none of the big clubs in here that we've been beat by, or to be quite honest, we have very few that we've even drew with. So that says to me that we've beaten the bigger teams. I don't know if that's down to the aggressiveness of the tactic, the high line, the high press. Maybe against the kind of bigger teams who are coming onto us, so it works really well. Against maybe the lesser teams who kind of counter-attack, sit back a little bit deeper, and maybe kind of an area to focus on that we may struggle on. So if you find the same, if you pick up this kind of the tactic and you run with it, have a little look, see what you think. Maybe tweak it for these kind of more defensive teams. Maybe don't go as aggressive as attacking. Hold back a little bit. Maybe hold the ball, slow the pace down a touch more. Certainly something to think about. But overall, Seria are second in there, 4 points behind Inter, 6 clear of Milan. I think it's a fantastic achievement. Coppa Italia, disappointing, knocked out in the third round by Palermo. That's disappointing, certainly at home against a Serie B team. I think we could maybe have hopefully gone on to win that cup, but unfortunately that wasn't to be. Yeah, that's probably a disappointing result. Europa League runners-up, that's really good as well. I know they won it in real life this year, beating Bayer Leverkusen, who everyone thought was invincible. Again, looking at this now, runners-up. Let's have a little look. The final, thrashed 5-1 at Liverpool. Not too bad. Didn't disgrace ourselves, I suppose. Look like we come back a little bit in the second half, but yeah, first half done the damage. 5-1 thrashing. Well, I say we didn't disgrace ourselves. We kind of did, I suppose. That was shocking final. But it's Liverpool. You know, what can you do? So overall, like you say, it has promise. I think with, like you say, with a bit of tweaking, a bit of management, Serie A could have been won. Coppa Italia, disappointing, obviously, and Europa League got to the final. Don't think you can kind of argue with that. Again, with a bit more game management, that may have been a different story. It was Liverpool. They are really, really good on this game. So I'm kind of not surprised by that. So looking at the squad then, I'll look at the kind of stats. Goals-wise, Scamacca on 20, 8 assists as well. Charles de Ketelaere, 18 goals. Looking at Scamacca there, fantastic, kind of 28 goal returns over the season. That's not bad. That's pretty impressive, considering how aggressive this tactic is. We've got kind of, which we'll discuss later. That's not bad for a forward, playing a complete forward as well. Really happy with that. Yeah, 70.22 rating. He's a fantastic player as well, to be honest. Absolutely fantastic. Ketelaere had him in the attacking midfielder role. I think might possibly advanced playmaker, one of the two. But again, 14 goals, 8 assists, 7.25 rating. Fantastic. Didn't actually make the Belgium squad. So whoever's the manager of Belgium needs a slap. Who was it? Domenico Tedesco. Idiot. Absolute idiot. When a man scores kind of 28 goal contributions throughout the season, doesn't get in the Belgian squad. What a fool. Next on from that, look at that. 20, 18, 16, 14, 3 11s, 9, 8, 7. This is a goal scoring tactic. Without a doubt. Lookman on 16. Koopmeiners on 14, who is playing a DM role. Zapata, 11. Pasalic, 11. Toure, 11. Piccoli picking up 9 from 39 appearances. Not a great return as well, to be honest. But again, I'm guessing he's on loan. Sorry, that's on loan at Lecce. So we can really discount him. Zappa Costa chipping in with 7. So very much a kind of a squad kind of effort, if you like. Looking at the assists as well. 12 12s, 10 and 10. Ruggeri, Koopmeiners, Miranchuk, Charles de Ketelaere as well. Fantastic performance all around. So as you can see, vast majority of the team chipping in with the assists there, creating lots of chances, scoring lots of goals. Really great, solid tactic. So look a quick look at the data hub. If you have a look at our general performance, goals per game 2.39, goals expected goals 2.09, conceded per game 1, expected goals against 1.04, 16 shots per game. Shots on target lacking a little bit, but that may be down to the tempo. Pass completion 88.7%. Tackles won 76.44. Probably lacking a little bit there as well, maybe. But overall, really solid tactic. Gets goals. Doesn't concedes very few as well. We just take a little look here. As you can see, 82 goals scored this season. Conceded only 28, the lowest in the league there. So it's a fantastic all-rounder. I love tactics like that where I can score lots of goals, concede very few. I think, like saying, a few little tweaks, as we discussed in the tactic later, you can make this your own, make it even better. Maybe score more goals, concede even less. But I think this is a great tactic. Tactic itself then, the ubique 4222. As you can see, start off with a goalkeeper, Karnecki, sweeper keeper on support. No instructions on him, keep things simple. Zappacosta as a wing back on support on the right. Cross more often, shoot less often, sit narrower, tackle harder. Scalvini, ball playing defender. It's two of them, both the same, tackle harder, and that's it really. Keep that simple. There is an argument to have these on as just central defenders maybe. Maybe trying to keep it a little bit simple. As you can see, there's some of the negatives. Goals conceded in the penalty area. This may have been where these been out of position too much. By all means, I put them as ball playing defenders, but they didn't create that many chances, to be honest. Although the passing was great. Not as if you have kind of loads of assists, but obviously 4 for Kolasinac, which is not bad. But he got kind of good midfielders in front of them, really, kind of two DMs here, and Koopmeiners and Darun, with their kind of quality of passing. Kind of 13 for Darun there, Koopmeiners 15, great vision. Yeah, so there is an argument to have these as just centre-backs on defend, certainly with the quality of midfield in front of them, being able to ping them passes kind of in line with the kind of wing-backs as well. So Ruggeri, wing-back on the left, exactly the same, cross more often, shoot less often, sit narrower, tackle harder. And a role that I love in Football Manager 24, one that I haven't really used in previous versions and not even FM24 until recently, is the defensive midfielder. For me, it just does everything that I kind of want in a midfielder, as daft as it sounds, with the defensive capabilities as well. If we have a little look. Defensive midfielders' main duties are to protect the defensive line from breaking attackers by closing them down quickly, to support the creative midfielders when in possession. In this case, it's probably more the wing-backs, offering them support up the pitch, giving them an outlet. As you'd see on the goals previously, quite a lot of link-up play between the wing-backs and the kind of defensive midfielder. The key job of the defensive midfielder is to keep hold of the ball while the defence and attack are reorganising themselves after a period of opposition pressure. With the defend duty, defensive midfielder will hold its position between the midfield and the defensive lines and recycle possession from a deep position. So I've got kind of one on defend and one on support, both exactly the same. Nothing really added other than shoot less often for the supporting one and tackle harder. Although I didn't stop Koopmeiners getting 11 goals, probably more from free kicks than anything else. But yeah, great kind of, certainly in this kind of tactic, probably work well in a diamond formation as well, with 2 in the middle. And obviously relying on your wing backs, offers that support, kind of up this kind of middle of the pitch. Very good defensively, very good at kind of attacking as well. Really kind of a multi-role with kind of one position, if you like. But that's something I really love. Could have a deep line playmaker on one of these as well, if you want to kind of change things up a bit, and maybe have these as just centre-backs. So moving higher up the pitch, we have an advanced playmaker on attack and an attacking midfielder on attack. Again, you can probably get quite creative with these roles, although I'll probably avoid using the shadow striker due to the fact that you're very aggressive anyway with 2 strikers up top. And what I like to do with these players is move into the channels. So what that's effectively going to do is they're going to drop into this little bit here, and again, support the wing backs coming up. To offer that support as well with the defensive midfielders, kind of help them out of this kind of up this end of the pitch. Same for these. These will kind of offer that support up here. Give it a target for the wing backs to aim for. You could have 2 attack midfielders, 2 advanced playmakers, 1 of each in this case. Maybe an enganche or something if you want to get a bit creative. But as long as you kind of have them dropping into these channels, supporting the wing backs, that works kind of perfect for me. It's quite similar to what I would do with a kind of a diamond formation. If I had 2 central midfielders, I'd maybe have like a Mazzala, kind of naturally goes into them channels anyway, and then maybe a box-to-box midfielder who I'd probably have on moving to channels as well. So again, probably come from midfield into these, but these already high up the pitch. See, I pull defenders out of position, help the wing backs, and as you can see, you end up with kind of 9 goals, 5 assists from Pasalic. Although he's probably more shadow striker anyway, I'll probably ask him to play a slightly different kind of role. And obviously, De Ketelaere, 14 goals, 8 assists. Obviously, relished this role. Great for him, absolutely fantastic season. Great return. You can see, I couldn't ask for anything better. So, the attack midfielder, take more risks, dribble more, shoot less often, move into channels, and tackle harder. You notice I've got the tackle harder on each player here. We did pick up 5 red cards throughout the season, but I normally pick between individual, tackling, or I normally go for get stuck in. Either or for me. Again, people do both. For me, I just find that it gets too many fouls away. But that's just my personal opinion. Like I said before in a few of my other tactic videos. So the advanced playmaker or your attack midfielder again, whichever you want. Moving to channels, tackle harder again. That's the only other PIs I'm putting on here. Again, I would probably put take more risks and things like that as well. Probably mirror the attacking midfielder. Maybe dribble more, moving to channels. Moving up the attack, complete forward on attack. This is Scamacca's kind of great role. You can see in the league, 15 goals, 4 assists, 7.22 rating. Great performance from him throughout the season. No additional PIs onto that. I've kept that as it is. Same Lookman, advanced forward on attack. The only thing I'll put on there is tackle harder. To be honest with you, I probably could put that on Scamacca as well, if I was to kind of keep everything kind of consistent. But you see, tackle harder, and that's the only thing I'll put on for him. 11 goals in the league, 6 assists. You see, not a large amount for your strikers, but you've got to think we're pretty much playing 4 up front, kind of around this area, overloading the defence. Everyone's picking up a good few goals. So the Cataleres had 14 of them in the league. Salic just picked up 9. So these are the goals that maybe would have been transferred onto the strikers, playing a different formation. But 15 from Scamacca, not bad really. And like you say, 11 from Lookman in the league. Huge amount of goals in the game. That's the kind of players with the player instructions and the formation. Like you say, you can tweak a few things in certain areas, but I think this formation works really well. Certainly your DMs, you could have, like say, a deep line playmaker, ball winning midfielder if you like, if you want to really hunt that ball down. But I just think it works kind of fantastic. I love that role, love that DM role. Something I really just started using, and like I say, it just works really well for this formation. Going on to the in possession instructions, this is kind of like a tiki-taka tactic. Attacking with fairly narrow. I chose to kind of focus play down the left and right because I want me wing backs to be the outlets. But as you saw on the kind of goals highlights, they do play 1-2s in the midfield. It does kind of come back in and everyone supports each other. You could take these off if you want and just kind of left them off and left it, maybe play through the middle if you like, if you have the quality of midfield that I've kind of got. Again, different variations for your kind of type of team. I played this way with the lower league team in Indonesia and it worked fantastic. It shouldn't have by rights because the wing backs were rubbish, but it did. Like I say, scored loads of goals, conceded very few in a kind of division that you would expect to concede a lot of goals due to the quality, but really was defensively sound, to be quite honest with you. Short to pass him, kind of keeping that tiki-taka style, but with a quick tempo. I did have this on kind of maxed out, but I found that unless you're playing with one of the really elite teams, you do give away possession a little bit more. So towards the second half of the season, when I was reviewing this, I dropped it back a little touch. Run at defence, with them kind of 4 up front. Just want to try and wreak havoc up there. Get everyone run at the defence, get them pull all over the place. And as you can see, I think, can't argue throughout the season that did work, the amount of goals we scored. Work ball in the box as well. With a lower team, like I had in Indonesia, I had this off. Just to kind of create more chances. Trying to get yourself more goals out of it. Due to the quality of defence and goalkeepers in that league, in the Indonesian second division, that worked really well. I was again scoring lots of goals. If I'd maybe had that work ball in the box with that quality of player, I may not have got away with it purely because you haven't got the technical skills to kind of work the ball slowly. And yeah, so again, toggle it depending on what league you're in. It's one of them things you can kind of leave on, leave off. It used to be a thing I used to always have on, but I've kind of found in this edition of FM, or this version, it's something I can kind of leave off, and it has really good results as well. But obviously, if you're having 30 shots on goal and like 3 on target, you need to adjust and maybe have this on. So that completes the in possession. In transition, again, very simple. Counter press, counter. It's an aggressive tactic. Get in the team's face. Roll it out. I tend to have this on roll it out or take short kicks. There's an argument to have that kind of distribute to centre backs or full backs, but I normally let the goalkeeper just make his decision, whoever's close by him. It tends to be when you roll it out to the centre backs anyway, without them kind of having that specific instruction on. So very simple. But like you say, it's an argument to have it on something like this or take short kicks. I think my goalkeeper had something like a 98% kind of passing average over the season, so I knew then that was getting to my players. He wasn't making mistakes, wasn't kind of kicking the ball out unnecessarily, so definitely kind of a good thing to have on. Out of possession then, like we said, high press, much higher defensive line, right up in the face, closing that ball down quickly, trigger press much more often, and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. And that finishes the the tactic off. Like say, if you enjoyed the series, please drop a like, subscribe. A few more tactics to come. I'm working on a 5 at the back one at the moment. It's not going too great. I'm not a great lover of that formation, so I'm kind of 5 days into creating something with Genoa, I think, in Seria A again. Sorry, Bologna. A lot of work to do on that one still before I release it, but give the tactic a try. I want to try and put it onto my somewhere I can share the file, my Patreon. It will be free. I'm not asking for money or for anyone to join it. I just need somewhere to put my files. If anyone has an idea as well where I can put them for everyone to use and share, that would be great. But in the meantime, please, like I say, drop a like, subscribe if you're enjoying the channel. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.